Hi everyone, so this is the second part of my educational video about the swing mechanics. Now in this video I will do some visual demonstrations of actually moving from the tee from our central position to different areas of the court and how that swing can be incorporated with a bit of footwork. I would like to stress that I'm going to keep this series very specific to more of the movements in the upper body and that left and right arm coordination, like I mentioned about in the first video. But you obviously can't really have one without the other. You need the lower body to also be active and whilst you're preparing and moving towards the ball. So the two things do go hand in hand. We will have a more specific series on footwork itself. But, you know, if you want to be an efficient mover, if you want to have a good swing and be very effective with your swing motion, it's a rhythmical thing. It has connection in your body, you are alert, but, you know, that's not going to go without the rhythm and connection between the upper and lower body, okay? So, although I will focus now a little bit on how we get that left, for the right-handers, get that left side of the body, that left arm round, and into that good coordinated position that we practiced in the very first episode. It's how that starts the motion when you're moving from the tee with your feet as well. So let's have a little look at the movement. One thing I would like to stress a little bit is actually that in squash, when you are playing your swing, when you're in your position, you are actually completely stable and balanced. Although, like, if you're watching pros, you see there's this nice flow and they're going from one corner to the next, in and out, and it looks like this fluid motion of ballet or so forth. But when they're actually playing the ball for that very split second, they are completely stable and balanced in their legs and particularly in the mid area of the body. So in this middle position, okay? Now this is very important because when we start to practice, or I demonstrate the swing mechanics and how that left and right arm and that rotational movement brings good support and the correct motion into how you hit a ball, this stability in the mid area of the body is vital to be able to support that. You know, if my lower body is moving and shifting whilst I'm trying to perform this lovely swing here that I'm demonstrating, then I'm going to start pulling myself out of position and suddenly I don't have any support to be able to have that freedom of rotation and get as much mobility and movement from the upper body as I want actually. So by staying more in this solid lunge here, nice and stable in the center of the body, I now have support to be able to rotate my upper body as much as I want. Obviously, the more that I would start to move, or then I would start pulling my racket out of position, I would overturn, then my balls might go into the other side of the court if I was hitting it straight. So please bear this in mind now when I come to demonstrate. Okay, so let's have a little look. I'm going to start from the tee position here. Now I'm going to start initially with my feet moving because I have to, but the minute I get that first movement from the tee, that's when I'm then going to start that left and right arm opening up and getting into that nice prepared position. So let's have a little look at how I move into the front of the court. You will notice that there's a marker on the floor. I've just put a little squash ball down there. I always recommend giving a point of reference to your movement and positioning. That way you can understand the correct distance and just like I said in the first video, that left arm is going to get some connection from the brain to be like, okay, point towards that ball. Give yourself a kind of a purpose for that left side instead of it solely being focused on the right. Okay, here we go. Okay, so now let's have a look at the pattern of movement into the back of the court as well. So as we're coming into these back corners, it's the same principle, but I now will be turning my body round into this backhand corner. I'm going to keep enough distance and space, so you will end up having this rotational movement like so. All right, the left and right arm, and that upper body motion and movement with my footwork is just as important as it was in the front, okay? So let's have a look. So starting position on the tee, turn, left arm round, stepping in, Coming back out, feet start, left and right arm prepare together, opening up the body, bringing balance and support to that rotational movement, and allowing me to have an easy, efficient, flowing movement. So that's it on the forehand side. Look for the next video for the backhand side.